يا زهور الروض ميدي أسمعي ليلي نشيدي.
The issue of polygyny, for example, is a very sensitive topic that brings about unnecessary uproar in the West, and unfortunately many of us Muslims also fail to understand the beauty behind such a law. This is a law sent down by Allah, making it permissible for a man to marry more than one woman, but if a man does not have more than one wife, it does not make him a sinner, nor will he get any form of punishment for it. So the choice is there, but this is not mandatory for him to do so. Non-Muslims unfortunately think that marriage in Islam means every man must have 4 wives. This is not the case at all. There is no doubt that many women are suffering out there due to divorce because of an abusive husband, or becoming a widow with young children to tend to, or not being able to find a man who is upon the sunnah, who will love, honor, and care for you. It happens, and it happens more now than it ever did before. So when we think about these women who have no one to care for them, or their children, or because they went through a series of bad marriages due to men who failed to realize the honor of being married to an honorable Muslim woman, what do we do? Don't you ever think that this is one of the many reasons why Allah has made this law permissible? There is wisdom behind the laws of Allah, and out of emotion and jealousy, many people fail to realize the message being portrayed in them. There is so much promiscuity going on in the world today. A man can be married, cheat on his wife, have a family behind her back, not pay any child support, or be in a child's life. All this is legal. But if a man wants to marry another wife to tend to her needs, care for her children, and provide a safe environment for them, then it is wrong, and you will be jailed and looked at as an animal. How backwards does that sound? Now, a word of advice for my Muslim sisters. Society has us brainwashed in believing that many Islamic practices are backwards because it doesn't fit into their practice of westernization. As a Muslim woman and a believer in his book and final message, when Allah legislates a thing, your initial response should be سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا. We hear the message and we obey it. Think of the greater good rather than what society has you believe is the greater evil. It is normal to feel jealousy, but when you think about it, you have a good man in your life. Don't you want your Muslim sister to have the same? Don't you want these children who are growing up without a sunnah following father to be able to have that as well? Don't you want the reward of helping your sister in need? لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. None of you truly believe until you love for your brother what you love for yourself, or meaning your fellow Muslims. Do you not understand that we are here in this dunya for a short amount of time, but Jannah is everlasting? Why should we cry, kick, and scream about this law that is so beautiful and has so many messages behind it? Why don't you cry when you commit a sin, but you cry when he says he wants another wife because she is in need? So, overall, don't let society fool you into believing Allah is backwards and our practices are inhumane.
نشوى الورود ها هنا الحب تبدى وابتدى أنس الوجود ها هنا قلب بقلب منتشن نشوى الورود خافقا بالحب نبضا وبإحساس فريد.
You know, when the Arabs, when they go to America or to Britain, the Westerner say, you come from Saudi Arabia? I said, yes. So how many wives have you got? No. How many wives have you got? So my friend, he says, you see, when he goes to America, when the Americans pose this question to him, he says, look, I got only one wife. But this is a solution to your problem. This polygamy is a solution to your problem. You see, sir, you have a problem. You have in your country 7.8 million more women than men. If every man in America got married, there will be still 7.8 million women who will not be able to get husbands. And we know every man will never marry. Man gets cold feet for so many reasons. You know that? I meet a young man. How old are you? He says, 35. Are you married? He says, no. I said, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Do you need a doctor? Shall I take you to the doctor to find out? You know? What's wrong with you? Come on. He said, there is a friend of ours. You know, he's got a daughter, good looking, well educated, good family. Come. I said, right. Right. I take him along, and when he comes to the crunch, he finds some excuse to back out. He knows the reason. He won't tell me. Man gets cold feet for so many reasons. But women, you know, somebody to give them protection. They don't mind a husband. They don't mind a husband. Even if they're frigid, they're cold, they don't mind somebody to give them protection. I'm telling you, this is the psychology of women. But we know, every man will not get it. Even if every man got married, there will be 7.8 million women without husbands in America. And of the manpower they have there are 25 million sodomites. You call them gays. Another 25 million women can't get husbands. Then your prison population, 98% are males. Your prison population, 98% are males. I said your problem is getting compounded. Islam offers you a solution. You laugh at us. I said the laugh is on you. The laugh is on you. I am asking, in this book of God that you are boasting about, what is the solution to your problem? Islam says, marry women of your choice by 2s and 3s and 4s. But if you cannot do justice between them, marry only one. The only religious book on earth.
أسمعي ليلي نشيدي واملئي قلبي سرورا وله اللحن أعيدي وله اللحن أعيدي يا زهور الروض ميدي أسمعي ليلي نشيدي واملئي قلبي سرورا وله اللحن أعيدي يا زهور الروض ميدي أسمعي ليلي نشيدي واملئي قلبي سرورا وله اللحن أعيدي وله اللحن أعيدي ها هنا الحب تبدى وابتدى أنس الوجود ها هنا قلب بقلب منتشن.
Polygamy is being practiced. Wherever you go on the face of this earth, polygamy is the norm. What Islam came and did was it regulated polygamy, set systems, guidelines, rights, obligations in that context. So the benefit is that it provides a means where the natural inclinations of males may be fulfilled within the bounds of the law, wherein the rights of women and children are protected. This is the principle.
Quran happens to be the only religious book on the face of the earth which says marry only one. There is no religious book on the face of the earth which says marry only one. You read the Gita, you read the Veda, you read the Ramayana, you read the Mahabharata, you read the Bible. Nowhere is it mentioned marry only one. It's only mentioned in the Quran. In fact, if you read the Hindu scriptures, most of the kings had several wives. If you read the Jewish scriptures, the Jewish law allowed polygyny. It was only in the 11th century when Rabbi Gershom ben Yehuda, he passed a synod and said polygyny should not be allowed. Still it was practiced by the Sephardic Jewish community in the Muslim countries, until in 1950 the chief rabbinate of Israel put a ban on it. The Christian Bible allows polygyny. Only a couple of centuries ago the church put a ban on it.
Monogamy. Everybody has to be monogamous. And the laws of monogamy came from Greece and Rome. They're not intrinsic to Christianity. They came from Greek and Roman law. Greece and Rome, where a man was only allowed to marry one woman, but he could have as many concubines as he wished. So where was the monogamy? There wasn't any monogamy. Monogamy didn't exist then, and it doesn't exist now. Because surveys done of married males in North America, in England, in Europe, have shown that the vast majority have had extramarital affairs. The vast majority have had extramarital affairs. That's the nice way of saying they committed adultery. So, where is the monogamy?
Jimmy Swaggart. If you get the tape is available, Jimmy Swaggart. If you see this debate, at the outset, he's also having a laugh at our expense. He says, you know, Mr. Deedat, he says, you know, we had a chat in the waiting room, and Mr. Deedat says that the Muslim can have 4 wives.
Islam allows 4 wives. He just corrected me, he said up to 4. I said, well, Mr. Deedat, Christianity only allows us 1, so I had to get the best on the first shot.
So he said, but you see, Christianity allows us only 1, and I have to choose the best. Get the tape. Get the tape. He said, I had to choose the best. And you know, the best was not good enough. Look, all these tele-evangelists, all one by one, they're all falling. Reverend Marvin Gorman, an evangelist, you know, tele-evangelist, he appears on television, tantalizing millions. He was caught with a prostitute. Jim Becker, another prostitute. Jimmy Swaggart, average of 2 trips a month to the prostitute for his satisfaction.
Swaggart had been with a New Orleans prostitute, and to a packed house of 5,000 people who listened with heads bowed, Swaggart prayed for forgiveness again.
I have sinned against you, my Lord. And I would ask that your precious blood...
I said, you laugh at us? You are a fool. I said, the laugh is on you. You Americans, you have a problem. You Britisher, you have a problem. You French, you have a problem. You Germans, you have a problem. And to these, there are no solutions in your book. No solution. Islam gives an answer to your problem.
ندفع كيد الأشرار والرب قهار ينصر جندا أبرار بالسيف بالنار ندفع كيد الأشرار والرب قهار ينصر جندا أبرار قتلوا غدروا